But check this. My check sound check, yes. Ital Mukase born, you don't know, yes. Welcome to this episode, special episode. Special, why? Special because I have my brethren passing through and we're gonna have lunch together, you know. But as it is, we're on the run right now. So we're gonna make something very simple. We're not gonna make anything too complex. We're gonna eat fancy dokon. Now actually he says he prefers in dokon, which surprised me a little bit.
We're gonna blend it.
We blend it actually, yeah. Alright, so I have a couple slices of his in dokon, you have a couple slices of my fancy dokon, you know. But we're gonna have that with something that he doesn't even know yet. I'm gonna surprise him. Here it is. H Mart has a surprising array of mushrooms, you know, and I've actually started developing some recipes with some of the mushrooms that I found over there. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna have Ital in Chinam, you know, Ital in Chinam with some type of mushroom that I never saw anywhere else until I walked into H Mart. Check this out. Let's go in and start cooking. Meanwhile, like I said, it's gonna be simple. Okay, so we already have the Kenkey on the fire. You know, it's cooking. We're gonna boil that real quick. All we need to, the Kenkey is already done. You know, I don't have a recipe for making Kenkey. It's too hard work. Maybe one day I'll find out and I'll put it on the show or something. But right now, I'll buy my Kenkey from the Ghana store, you know, and just boil it down, you know, until it's soft, and then make my whatever goes with it. So what we're going to do today, we're going to have the Kenkey, and then we'll have some of my special Ital shito. You know what that is, you know, it's Ital shito. And then we'll also make some red hot chili pepper. You know, I don't know how hot my virgin can go, but I like hot pepper, you know. And then the chili, the shito is also hot. The Ital moko, we call it the Ital moko. It's also very hot. And then we'll make the Ital in Chinam. Okay? So let's get started. Yeah. Don't burn this paper. So I want each month today. I got some veggies which I'll not be using today. I'll put this away. Some carrots. All these are organic, you know. And I got this funny mushroom. Wastik, you see this? Funny looking mushroom, right? It's like, I don't know why they support, but it's delicious, man. This in a banquet, you know. And back then when we used to eat meat, this reminds me of the cow intestines. You know how they used to have that towel type thing, you know, thing there. That's what this reminds me of, you know. But not to mess up your appetite. This is Ital, you know. This is some type of mushroom. We will not be using this today, though. I'm just showing it to you. And then we also have this is what we'll be using today. This guy. This guy. You know. Yes. Watch out for it. It's delicious. And the way I make it, I think makes it even more delicious. So voila, one sec. Come on. And then I got some, you know, tofu sauce, mapo sauce for when I make my homemade Chinese food, you know. And then got some garlic and some purple entroba. Let me show you a trick. Entroba costs an arm and a leg. Let me put myself in shot and say it. Entroba costs an arm and a leg from the Ghana store. You know, I like to make my abom chewing. Yeah, but when I go to the Ghana store, the entroba costs too much. So a lot of the time I end up using eggplant, which really doesn't give me the same vibe I want. But then I found these ones, which actually are like eggplants, and it's purple and all of that, but it's the size of entroba, and it tastes like entroba, and it's cheaper than entroba. Okay, so I'm advertising for H Mart, man. H Mart, give me some money, they can do some more things for you, man. Because yo, listen, I'm finding some things where Ital Mukase, I think I do a lot of my shopping from that place, because a lot of the things that I have to replace in the recipe that I'm trying to replicate from home, I get them from H Mart, you know. Anyway, these are the purple eggplants. We'll not be using these either. We might just fry a couple of them and fry some okras and put them in there. But basically today we're going to focus on that mushroom I showed you, okay? So follow me through the spicing and the seasoning process, alright? Yes, I'm going to bring on my special guest, Paapa Wastik. Come true, Papa. Respect you, don't know.
Yes, man, every time, my brother, man, we are here, man.
Two hungry lions.
Food we want, we are here to eat food,
Yes,
everybody who is in
two hungry lions. So, say
Ital Mukase.
Ital Mukase. Yes, indeed. So, Papa, this is what we're going to... Let me ask you quickly. Have you ever seen this before?
Well, let me check out this, man. It's dry mushrooms.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen all type of dry mushrooms, right? This look like... I don't think I've seen this kind like that before, honestly.
Right. Well, it comes from Korea. But I have plans for it that I don't think the Koreans intended. We have our own different twist and flair. Yes, yeah, that's the whole point.
Because what we do, we say, in the Ital style, we come from a place where we used to chop all kind of thing.
Yep.
Honestly. More times when I'm in a place and people feeling kind of like, oh, Papa, man, I wish we can eat this and eat this. I said, don't feel bad for me, man. I have my share already, because where we come from, with a bit goat soup and,
or tribini and all
kind of thing. So therefore, when we come in the Ital liberty, sometimes we try to replicate some of these.
Yes, that's the whole thing.
You know what I mean? Great taste that we have, but we know that we can get it from plants. So big up my brother,
One love,
one time, man. We're there,
So please help me with this,
All right.
If you will hold that for me a sec, I'll just pull some of this out.
Right here for
and then we'll go through the process.
We're in this together, right?
We'll do with this, yes indeed. This thing swell up, so that's gonna make a lot.
Right. So y'all see this, right? Check it out. It's right here. Well, I want to tell you, in the process of making this, nobody get harmed, no animal get hurt, nothing.
Exactly.
In this,
100%.
100% Ital, which is vital. You know what I'm saying? So.
And then we're gonna put two of these in. Just gonna fry two of those, And then put it.
See it? See, this is it, right? Yeah. In the process of making the Ital. I'm glad that you all are here. I'm honored to be here in the Ital Mukase with my brother. Yeah, man. Jahbeloved right now is making myself right now. I can't even think far. In Ghana, the Wayne voice, I can't even think far, because I don't know what they can make this. I don't know. If I say I know, I lie.
And that thing almost weighs nothing. It's light as heck.
Some light. You know what they remind me?
No,
those times when we go in Puanoa, we get something with.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Sometimes they make like boat with.
Put it on the. It's like it's in the seashell.
People check this.
It's like some dry thing that come out of the seashell, but
mean?
this is nothing to do with seashell.
This
is a type of mushroom. The fungus,
Yeah.
And we also have some okra that we'll be throwing in there as well. And this is another type of mushroom that I love. It's called the king oyster. The king oyster, I think it's called. Fry that is delicious too. Alright.
One good thing is, my brother, I love all type of mushrooms.
Yes.
I love mushrooms.
And I like the variety. I love the variety. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash this real quick.
Check the process. It's washing. We have to wash it. Why? Because you already know, I don't need to tell you. When we come to Ital Mukase, everything must be crisp and nice. So when you're eating it, the food serves as your medicine. Medicine
is what it is.
Your food. You understand what I mean? So if it ain't gonna heal us, we don't take it.
Yep.
Yeah,
and what I'm gonna do at this point is I'll separate those dry ones, right? Because those need to rehydrate a little bit. So I'll put those aside, And then please hold this for me 1 second.
I got you, my brother.
Put some hot water. That's how I get it to rehydrate quickly.
You agitate it with hot water.
Agitate, I love that word. Agitate it, I put a whole heap of hot water and set it aside.
Yeah.
Let it sit there for a few minutes whilst I go to work processing these, you know.
Straight up.
Okay, so with these, and excuse my use of space, because like I told you, we're running to the studio, all right? So we kind of like rush.
Yeah.
So split this up. Let's fry that. Split that up too, you know. Just split it up. Gonna fry that too. The okra, chop off the head, split it in two. Chop off the head.
Split it
in two.
Please don't go chop nobody head.
Don't chop nobody head. That's
we
the whole
chop
point.
only in
That's
Kuma.
why we love to chop okra head, cause
only okra head with the
because we can replace the okra. You know, I have some boy making some nonsense argument about why plants is a living thing too. So if you don't, it is. But they say if you don't want to harm living things, then why do you eat plants? Because it's living things.
Well,
too.
can I chip in my little?
Chip in, please.
My little thing.
Please.
It is a living thing. That is why if it's not healing, we don't take. Now, I got you, my brother, and you know, you are entitled for whatever that you think. But to me, it is a living organism that has to connect with our living organism within us.
Yes.
So when we are eating plants, we know that plants are going to do things in us that is
beneficial
good and beneficial. You understand what I mean? We eat so we don't get sick because these plants are live. Even when they go in our mouth, they are still live, you know. Even when we boil it, they're still live, you know. They're doing lively things with us, and that is the purpose that it serves. Now, not every plant that does that, but the ones that we can eat, the edible ones, it is live and living so that it can go do things for it to be living. You understand? So that argument there, I don't buy into it.
And the whole point also, like I said, and the whole point also, like I said, is
we
that
plant more too once we grow.
basically, once I take that and I take the seed, regardless whether I eat it or not, it will rot and reproduce anyway, right?
Exactly.
So it's part of the cycle of life that it passes through me to reproduce.
And we don't squeeze blood.
No, and I can replace it. If I take one okra, I can put 10 more in the ground.
More in the ground.
If you take one lamb, you cannot put no lamb back on the earth.
But they are alive. They are alive. When I'm eating it, they connect with me even before it goes on my table, even more times even on my tongue. You know, when the digestion is first taking place, I could connect the liveliness of what I'm eating. That's why I feel alive most of the time.
Yep.
You understand what I mean?
Right.
So there's nothing wrong with that. You're not wrong by saying it's live, it's living, but it's living purposely to go serve good things in us.
Yep.
You understand?
So for the seasoning process, right, just put a little bit of thyme. I use a lot of thyme. I use thyme on a lot of things. I would have put some of my condiments, you know, the mixture of garlic and ginger and all of that. But like I said, for another more time, we're rushing. So I'm going to use only garlic powder, which I hardly use. I only use to enhance the scent of garlic in my food, because I love the scent of garlic. I use fresh garlic, but I use powdered garlic to enhance the scent of garlic in the food, right? To accentuate garlic.
So we're on the go, you know.
Basically.
Right from here, we're hitting the studio.
And whatever comes out of that, you definitely hear about it.
Right.
Yes, indeed. And then I use some of my seasoning, you know, all-purpose, which actually has garlic in there as well, and ginger and
all-purpose.
You know, all of that. Which is a Ghana Sana can look up a all purpose.
Straight up. All purpose.
Yeah. So now after we do this now, what I'll do is I'll just sprinkle a little bit of water on it just to get the thing to, you know, sink in properly, you know. Toss it around a little bit and leave it to sit for a few minutes by itself while I full on it. You know what? Space. Over there while I get mine.
So why is this going to do? I want to show you. You know, you see? When he got his sinking, it's all like marinated around it, and it's just looking like it almost look like you put curry on something You know, after he put the water in it, so just.
And then we bring the star of the show in the mix.
Yes, Imre.
Imre.
Imre. When we say Imre, those of you who don't know what we mean by Imre, I know some of you are like, what is that? Imre? 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 Yeah, mushroom. We call it Imre, you know? Yeah. We are Ghana people, you know,
Yep.
You know, we're gonna be chipping our language every once in a while.
All the while.
Bear with us, but we'll make you know the translation.
And then I'm gonna add a little bit more of the seasoning because we just threw this guy in here. And remember, garlic I love. So I go crazy on garlic.
Yeah, the man.
If you don't eat garlic,
yeah, the man.
Tell me before I cook your food because I'm gonna go crazy on garlic.
Well, my brother, you don't have a problem because it look like we have
similar.
What?
You know?
What? You see, garlic be something where
healing.
And they chop them like that because
of
what it did do for me. You know what I mean? So, I mean, hey, onion and garlics, you can't go wrong with it. So make sure they are in your food most of the time.
A little bit more of this on there too.
And mind you, all the season we put in here is organic, you know.
Everything organic and
no
Ital.
onga those kind of nothing where Maggie this and this. We're not in at that, Rasta.
Even though I'll show you something,
it's organic. Once you see it,
it's something that I got.
You know,
and I'll do a whole episode about this later on. This is something I got from Stop and Shop, and this is something I use for when I make TZ.
Okay.
Right? Yes, it's not beef, but it acts as the Maggi that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
So it's the Ital Maggi.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Right. I'll do a whole episode on this.
Gluten free.
Yes, I'll do a whole episode on that, but we'll come to that. I have my egg replacers and all of those things.
Exactly.
I'll do my whole episode on those. But for now, we're focusing on this guy here. You know,
that's
so
what I'm saying. All the seasoning we are enhancing with this, it's perfectly, you know, Ital. Don't think say this Rasta man then add all kind of things, you know. This is all things that is
grapeseed oil, like I told you in some other episodes, my oil of choice. Grapeseed is one of them.
You love the grapeseed, huh?
I love grapeseed oil. I love there was this guy who was telling me something, and I mentioned it in one of the episodes. Some guy was telling me something about certain plants that produce oil which is questionable, like corn oil. Like how much oil is in corn? I don't know the science behind that. I'll leave that for the scientists. But you know, until then I try to stay away from certain types of, you know. But something like olive oil, coconut oil. Coconut naturally produces oil. Right? So I'm safe with coconut oil.
Avocado oil.
Right? Even though you're telling me it's cholesterol, whatnot, I'd rather have that than corn oil.
Oh, that corn oil.
Because I know it's the naturally occurring oil. You know.
Because we didn't make oil from them. We grew up seeing that.
All the while.
In the villages and
all
everything.
the while. Our mothers grate it and squeeze the oil out of it, you know. Alright, so while this is happening now,
I feel you're being chichuwe.
And remember, so we're going to make the moko also, right? Yeah, put up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So okay, let's see how these guys go. I hope this thing is ready. 1, 2, 3, let's go. I think you are. Yeah, so yeah, meanwhile Wastik is doing those honors, you know, putting those things in there. I'm already smelling it, you know, and then we can also add the okra and the eggplant as well, you know. I'll turn it up. This we need heat to get it fried. Okay, so we'll just leave that frying for a bit while the Kenkey still is cooking, and then we'll go ahead and start making the pepper, the mukase. So we're turning these things. You don't want it to burn, you know, and you don't want it to. You want it to be crisp though, you know.
Very crisp, right?
Yes, because
that's the base of the chinam.
Basically, that's what I was about to say. Why you take one china? One chua, not today. We eat one.
Oh, they want to push so. I'm telling you, know it.
Assembly, and I can't move point could be super and I'm a pedemia. Who there? Fancy for one. When they go and puna, they catch all different types of fish. So when you see a typical fancy man food, don't be say they chop one fish. They chop like different. So that's why we have the okra frying in there. We have the eggplant frying in there. We have 2 different types of mushroom frying in there. You know, so we have the variety and everything because the whole idea is say we don't want you to miss nothing when you become Italist. You know. So that you be like, nah, I miss beef or I miss pork or I miss we have things which
everything you can
everything you used to eat before you can still eat. You eat TZ, you eat fufu, you eat everything, you know? Alright, so these are done. I'll put them in here. Whoa. And then we'll put the next batch in there.
And it looking like, I think you see, it looking like octopus with them fry and pusinam.
Pusinam,
why
see, there you go. There you go.
It's like a fried octopus right now.
There you go. You know? Alright, so we could put, please hold this for me. We could put the second batch in there. Okay. Yeah, this time, so tell me what you think.
Okay. It can work, man. What is it, man?
What is it, man? Why? Okay, so I'm going to wash these and start making the moko, alright? I've got my hot peppers. I've got my tomato, onion. This is optional, but I love it. I always put it in my thing when I make it. Organic ginger. And I wash it, I don't peel it. So give me a second, let me wash it.
Wow, that man no easy, you know. Watch the pepper, you know, real hot.
Hot!
Real hot pepper, don't play with it. Moko not the best show, you know, my brother intends say today when I come, he go bend my mouth inside.
Cut the tomato so it's easier to grind in this thing. Cut on this a bit too. You can tell this is going to be hot because it's 2 hot peppers, ginger.
Gosh, this man will kill me today.
And then the onions come in.
I think I'm going to make a little request. I'm not even going to front. This thing here.
Because of stain? Or maybe we should reduce it.
Maybe I go make my brother reduce some small. Then if you do if you finish, they go tear them. Then you go put the other one in there, make it hot for him. Because
yes. I think we'll do that. So I'll take these.
Brother is a soldier man, you know.
The man throwing the towel, you know.
Soldier man. Yeah, there's no retreat, no surrender, no. But this one I surrender, you know.
Nothing no wrong with that. It's not even a surrender. It's just you being smart because you know what you can handle. You know, it's called wisdom. Better that say you don't even enjoy the food because it's too hard for you. You know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Everybody have a different level of tolerance. You know.
I love hot, but you know.
Yes.
I'm about to go in. See, I'm about to go in the my boat, you know. So I don't want to.
Yes.
You know, I want to get a little Maida, right?
Mess up the voice, yes. Alright, so you know what makes this thing grind easier also is salt, right? And like I said, I tell Mukase we have different, people will say salt in a, you know. We live in Babylon. I live in New York City.
Yeah.
If I say I'm going by the strictest definition of Ital, you know, I've already addressed that in a previous, you know. But this helps it to grind faster. So I just put a little bit.
But guess what? Let's be real right here. You know, we come from where, you already know, man, we're from Africa right now, right? So, it's true we have children and we have family members that wants to try some of what we do. Most of the time we'll put in some little, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Salt and, you know, get a little enhanced. But we know the level that we put in. We don't put much.
Yes.
Little to just kick it, and when you taste it, you'll feel it.
Yep.
You know. But if it's us ourselves and some, you know, sometimes we don't use it at all because we have times and levels, you know. But that doesn't mean say we know they chop our salt sometimes. But you know, when I'm up inside the sweet way sometimes still. You understand?
Yep.
So
and me, honestly,
nothing wrong with that.
I cannot eat okra without salt. It's hard for me to eat okra without salt. A little bit of salt on it.
I think me too.
I'm not ashamed of that.
No, I think me too.
Because I love okra and I want to enjoy it. You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
He's trying to tell me that he has better grinding skills than me. And it looks like it's true, man. Because he's doing better justice to that boko than I was doing or I could have ever done in 10 years.
Well, you know how we do it, man, you know? We say from lowland to highland.
You know what I mean?
Village to the city.
Yes. You see, and you know what that means? We can survive in any terrain.
Anywhere.
Any terrain you put, we go there. You know? Yeah. I've been to a place where we went to the farm and the only thing we brought to the farm was onions. The only thing we brought to the farm, Rasta, was onions.
Exactly.
Everything else was harvested from the farm. Kontomre, banchin.
Yep.
You know? And have a full meal full of potassium and calcium and iron and everything that human body requires. You know? Oh! Yeah.
You see the scent I'm smelling, the aroma where they come out, it smell like my childhood, man. When I used to, I think I was in 6th grade, this lady used to sell this fried taro, you know, we call them robe. My favorite food, inchubu. But if you want to see me happy,
eat the sweet parts.
That food. Nothing there.
Oh, you should have told me. I would have bought some from the store over there. They have some over there too.
You have some?
Yeah. Right from the stand, the fine fair over there. I boiled that. I
boil them.
You know my story with that? So my father was putting up a building, right? And the place they were building was purely swamp. So I went there and told the people for there, say, I'm going to go motivate them. I will go there, give them some money to buy Ngo and a couple other things. And then the place where they for clear to build the thing, they could just dig out the Nchubu and then one person would just cook it. So there was like always food at the site, like always free food, by the way. And then in there, leaves and people don't like it too much, but if you get the very tender ones, you can actually eat that too.
Okay.
As contemporary.
We didn't brainwash, we say the age. So
in the age when it matures, go for the most tender ones in the middle.
In the middle.
Yes. Now, indeed, we'll put some cold water over it, just maybe easy to handle.
You know? Yeah. Those of you who don't know this thing, they give you muscle.
Yes.
Grind like that.
Why do you think a woman so strong?
That's why I see the African woman.
Or your bar. What you say? Guess or your bar.
Just
Oba your bar. Oba just Oba shine your bar. Guess or your bar. Just shine your bar.
I'm no one in the call. A former said your pay man or so sick anymore.
What you say? Who's your bar?
One who I own a channel. Real talk. So those of you who thought that grinding this was some easy thing, you have an optical illusion, you know.
There's a technique to it though, which makes it easier.
That's what I'm saying. If you dial into that, then it makes it easy. If not, you'll be frustrated and go put them inside blender. That's why a lot of people they blend in the blender because of that frustration.
Yes.
But we know how to handle it. Like
and then the other technique too that I remember from when we were kids. The
the best.
The stone one there, right? And then a woman would go like that and grind it to like fine. Yo, listen, you can't even compare blender with that,
Nah.
They used to grind it like it's
fine.
Because people like my father, you dare not have seed in his soup,
In
you know,
the
like, you know, so, yeah,
Grind
in soup, you have to grind that thing. And they used to use stone to grind that.
I remember even Nyado and things, so when they grind them, I used to love that texture when it's been grind by the stone, you know what I mean? Oh man, Charlie, Africa, nah, that's why we still keep those things alive. I don't know who want to live that's their own case, but you know, we the people where we keep in the roots and culture, we still love the people. And this is my word, me day, my word in the coffee and I say, Buba no more, or use, because I any fair. Or even there on any organic, you know, no, so that catch blend. We are eating and feed, you know, a way through the nice, you know, properly grinded. Oh gosh. What a bombshell.
Normally I eat one Kenkey, but I'm really hungry today and we're going to the studio.
Yeah,
we're doing some work, alright? So let's eat
Charlie,
1.5 each. Alright?
Definitely, it's a
91.5 each. Now that's the funny thing. Those times I did Ghana now.
You see,
my standard was 2 balls of Kenkey.
This is Ghana Kenkey, you know. 2 of them right here is Ghana Kenkey, and this is Fancy Kenkey. Yeah, fresh, boiled. Mukase kitchen, right?
Ital Mukase.
Keep it Ital and vital. Very important, right? Yeah. That's why you see we fit like that, you know. Now we eat good. You understand what I mean? Ever fresh.
Tell how you went, man.
Paapa. And you're not garlic today. It's very, very important for me. Everything. Almost everything I eat, I want that taste in it.
Yes.
If I don't get my onions, my garlic in it, it's not complete.
The only thing I know they put garlic in, honestly, it's a mucho mokwa. I think that what it is that I'm a bit kind of like hooked onto the original mokona from the but I never really adjusted to that.
It's funny you said that because when I was in, you know, I grew up partially in Cape Coast and also in Achim side and then the Ashanti, Obuasi, right? But when I was in Cape Coast, we never use Nkate to mix nothing of our pepper.
Yeah.
That's strange.
It's an Ashanti thing.
If you see that, that means they're going to do soup with it.
Yes.
But when I went to the Ashanti and the Achim territory, you know, you have a bolo Nkate, you have bolo nkluwa. No. They Nkate, they know they grind them, then just they tap them, then they ball them. Then they sell them. So, Oto Kruwa Bakwa. Now, Chima Kobe out to me and ultimately, they are from Tehodam because that's where I went to pick up, you know, that kind of style of, other than that, you're right. You know, Fantas, we know they use.
So, me too in Kumase is when I started.
It's in Kumase, you pick up that.
Pick up that, but like I said,
you didn't like it.
Nah, I never.
You see, this man is.
That was what was on the menu.
This man is a mother's, mama's child, you know. A mother's spoil lamb.
First of all,
with taste.
That's why I can
good
cook.
Taste. That's why I can cook. So if it doesn't taste like what the mother used to give up,
then I'm a question it.
That's an honor. That's a big honor.
One more thing. Speaking about my mom, and this is a story I really want to share. Back in the day, 83, I was buying Nigeria. What kind of then? Buying the fish and everything to make the shit on it was all type of. My mama adjusted and make this thing, which I've now adopted as a recipe. This is a recipe I don't share with nobody. Okay, it's a family recipe. But my mom made the Ital shit back in the day when I didn't even know nothing about Ital. You understand? Yeah.
Big up mama, you know. Mama already have the knowledge.
100% Ital. It's made from beans. I'll give you that part of it. So the other ingredients is mama's recipe. All right. Yep.
Don't try to
some ketchup to tone it down. Rasta, you have some ketchup in there if you want to tone it. That's another thing I pay for my mama, you know. On 7 Kenkey, you know the ketchup. You know, if the pepper is too hard for you, you know. So, anyways,
beautiful.
You love it?
Beautiful. Tastes good.
Nice. It's made from kidney beans.
You know?
Yeah.
It's here. It's here. This thing's clear.
I'm gonna put this on the table real quick, okay?
Joking. Like one bite, I'm feeling it right.
Eat!
The cleansing is it's working.
Yes.
That's why I told you that we eat to heal ourselves. And be your medicine be your food.
Well, so like I was saying, you know, I added a little bit of ketchup to mine, you know, in honor of my mama, who I just wanted to, you know, get as close as possible to her recipe, you know. But yeah, we give thanks. What you say, Rasta, though? What you say?
Powers, you know. First of all, you know, I mean, then Kladokundia, Kenkey, you all know how it tastes. Maybe I might be wrong because that's an assumption. Some people don't know how it tastes. Yeah. You have a little sour kind of taste because it's fermented.
Yes, corn.
Now, those of you who know when corn and millet and these things get fermented, you know, what it does for us. Very, very, very nutritious, very good. Now, let's come to this. That's a real, I mean, I myself, don't get me wrong, and my wife knows and my mom though, I fried all my mushrooms and my eggplant. So me and the brother, we have something in common. Now this type of mushrooms is particularly what I'm going to talk about. I never have this. Right? You see the way it crunch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like chinam.
Like chinam.
You know what I mean? Those of you who don't know chinam, look, my mom is calling me at the right time too, you know. Mama, I'll talk to you later. See, moment I pick it to cut off.
Telepathy, you know?
But check this. This is definitely have that fried fish, crispy, you know.
Bite to it.
And when you bite into it, you also have some crunchiness and some softness also in there. You know, so once you bite into it, all the thing, you know. I say I prepare good. It has a splash inside your mouth and explode. Oh God! I wish you all can catch what I'm saying, you know? But when you say they did it, and so you can say yeah, that simply means we can end all the food. But when we say we're going to talk about the deliciousness of this food, I go talk the go cold. It's one of the best things. We got my brethren Jahbeloved. I'm here. We are embarking on a project, and project upon project. So here are we in Ital Mukase. We'll join before we go to the studio, right?
So go check out where the money there, you know? Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, wherever you get your music. Go check it out. Paapa Wastik's version is called "On Your Bar," in celebration of women, you know. My version is called "Where the Money There." Burning fire on the politician and then we are thief the money. You know what I say? But for now, I told Mukase, and I say, thank you very much for watching. Thanks Paapa Wastik for passing through, making this a special edition, you know. And let's make this happen again. Next time you come, I'll make you cook. How about that? You show me a recipe. How about that?
Definitely, we got it.
Let's make that happen before you leave. How about that? All right, cool. So we're gonna finish the Kenkey, and we'll see you on the other side. All right. One love, all the while.